During a routine traffic stop in Coronado, California, the man is confronted by the police for allegedly violating the California Vehicle Code. The officer singles out the GoPro camera mounted on his helmet as the reason for the stop, initiating a contentious debate over the interpretation and application of the law.
It's an infraction. It's a moving violation. You can't have anything on your helmet. It compromises the integrity. Can I have the information I asked you for, please?
Actually, sir, I mean, the fact that you pulled me over for a traffic violation of a GoPro on the top of my helmet, which is for my safety, it's kind of ridiculous. I will not be consenting to anything. So
Okay.
if you need to get a sergeant out here, that'd be great.
What's your name?
Did I commit a crime?
I've stopped you for a traffic violation.
Okay.
I've asked you for your information. You're refusing to give it to me.
I'm not refusing to give it to you. It's just I did not commit a crime. And you pulled me over for a GoPro on my helmet,
And it's a traffic violation.
which is for my safety.
Okay. Do you understand what I stopped
What's
you
your name and badge number? Bliss, what's your badge number?
for? You answer my...
Asserting his Fourth Amendment rights, the man engages in a heated argument with the police, refusing to provide his identification. He maintains that he has not committed a crime and questions the legality of the officer's actions.
And in fact, it's the stupidest thing you can pull me over for is that freaking camera.
Is speeding a crime?
A camera
Is
on
speeding
my
Is
helmet.
speeding a crime?
A camera on my helmet, sir.
Answer my question. Is speeding a
I'm not
crime?
answering any more questions. I'd like to speak to my lawyer.
Can I have your information, please?
You can get your sergeant.
Sit tight. I just want to let you know that I'm also recording this stop.
Of course
I've
you are.
asked you numerous times for your information and you're refusing to do so.
I'm not refusing. If I committed a crime, I would absolutely give you my ID.
All right. You've been stopped for a traffic violation,
I got stopped for a GoPro on my helmet.
and I've told you it's a traffic violation.
That's a bullshit violation. So go ahead and get your sergeant here.
Okay, I've told you it's a violation, so you're still refusing to produce your information.
If
when you've been
you can
informed that you-
articulate a crime that I have committed, I will ID. Until then, I do
Okay.
not have to ID. And in fact, this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment right, and I am now invoking Title 18, Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. If you do one more movement without getting your sergeant here, you're fucked.
Did you hear me?
Did you hear me? Get your sergeant here. I'm
I'm
done speaking to you.
I'm
I told you
explaining-
I am done talking. I am now invoking my Fifth Amendment right to stay silent.
If
Thank
you
you.
fail to produce your information,
Then what? You're gonna
you're
arrest
in
me?
jeopardy of being
So that'd
placed
be
under
kidnapping,
arrest.
and I already invoked Title 18, Section 242.
How is that kidnapping?
You'll find that out in court, sir.
You're failing to identify
You'll
to
find that
myself.
out in
Are
court.
you familiar with?
Are you getting your sergeant?
Are you familiar with Section Penal Code
Are
148?
you not listening to a lawful order?
Are you listening to
Call
my lawful
your
order?
sergeant.
Invoking Title 18, Section 242, the man points out the potential degradation of rights under the color of law, emphasizing his knowledge of legal statutes. In addition, he exercises his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, further reinforcing his stance against self-incrimination. The encounter intensifies as legal principles clash with law enforcement's demands for identification.
He literally pulled me over for this.
Are you Cody Shear?
Mind your own business.
Are you Cody Shear?
I am not answering questions. I don't answer questions.
Wow, this cop is a piece of shit. Not only is he harassing this man, he's out here blatantly saying his name. If that even is his name, he's just throwing out someone's information like that. This cop's a grade A piece of shit.
Hey, Cody, if he issues you a citation, are you gonna sign it?
If he issues me a citation,
Correct.
he could take that and wipe his ass with it.
Why are you being so...
Because he pulled me over for a fucking GoPro on my helmet. Okay? Is that a crime?
If it's in the vehicle code, then yes, it is.
Is it a crime? Do you know what a crime is?
Yes, I know what a crime is. If
Okay.
it's in the vehicle code, then it's a
So
crime.
just tell me what the difference between a crime and an infraction is.
An infraction is a crime, yes.
Okay, so is this a misdemeanor or a felony?
I don't know. It's definitely not a felony.
Well, I know that, but is it a misdemeanor or a felony?
It's
Neither
most likely
one.
Not, it's most likely not a
Either
a
one.
misdemeanor too.
Okay.
But I don't.
So I
know
don't need
that.
I don't need an ID for a non-crime.
He's
The other cop comes to the guy and asks him to provide his ID, where he asks the cop really politely if this is a crime, and that he has a cam on his helmet, where the guy refused to give his ID to the cops.
How's it going, Lee?
Morning, sir. How are you?
Morning.
So what's going on?
So it was a great day.
Okay.
Okay, I was just out enjoying my day, and I got pulled over for having a GoPro on my helmet.
Okay.
Okay, and so I let Bliss know that this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment right. The fact that I was just traveling, I was following all the rules and laws of the road, and traffic safety, and nothing. And then he gets behind me and pulls me over for a GoPro. and tries to tell me that that's a violation of whatever code. What safety code? What does it even matter? You know, what if I had a fin on my helmet? What if I put my visor up? Is that now a violation of the traffic code? Like, look how close my visor is being as high as my GoPro. What violation, what crime have I committed? Please tell me.
Okay, so you're in violation of California Vehicle Code, which says you can't have that mounted on your helmet.
Okay, so can you
It's as
tell me
simple
what
as
code that is?
Pardon?
What code is that?
Pardon? I don't know what code is.
Okay, look that up, and also
But
tell me what crime I
regardless-
committed.
Regardless, it's an infraction.
Okay,
It's like speeding.
and I'll see him in court.
Correct.
Absolutely,
need
and I'm
your
it's gonna be a
we
fun
need
day in
your-
court. Make sure you're ready for a full day, buddy.
Correct. And we need your information.
A discussion unfolds between the man and sergeant who arrives at the scene. The man asserts his rights and questions the legality of being pulled over for having a GoPro on his helmet. Tensions rise as they debate the need for identification and potential consequences.
Are you threatening me
I'm
with
not threatening you at all.
arrest?
I want to know whether you're
No,
going to
with
provide
arre-
us
with
with
an
your
arrest.
identification so he can fill out his citation, so then we can give you a summons to go to court, so then you can come to court and then talk to the judge about it.
You know how easy it is for him to just put his tail between his legs and say, "Take that off your helmet"?
Pardon?
Why couldn't he have said, if that's such a violation, why couldn't he have just asked me to take it off?
Well, he would have.
No, he didn't. He could have. He walked up. He wanted my ID so he can give me a
Yes, he wanted
ticket.
your ID, so he
Right.
can- how do you know he's going to give you a ticket?
Because he asked for my ID.
How do you know he's going to give you a
It
ticket?
doesn't matter. I mean,
So you're making an
listen,
assumption
so
because
listen
he
here,
asked
look,
for an
here,
ID
right here.
that you're going to get a ticket.
right
correct?
here. Not, don't be
So-
grabbing, and you're getting too close to my personal stuff. Right here is my ID.
Okay.
Okay. Am I being threatened with an arrest because I put a GoPro for my safety on my helmet and got pulled over by a...
The man firmly asserts his belief that he is not obligated to provide his identification unless he has committed a crime. He challenges the sergeant, accusing him of violating constitutional rights and asserting that law enforcement officers are merely public servants. He provided the cop with the ID.
You asked for one thing, you got one thing, that's all you're getting until this I speak to my lawyer.
Well, I'm not a party to this. I would just throw it out there.
Okay.
Just to throw it out there.
Tensions escalate as both parties exchange harsh words, with the man displaying a distrust of the officer and expressing his intention to expose alleged misconduct. The encounter concludes with the man receiving a citation and preparing for a legal battle, vowing to challenge the actions of the officer and seeking accountability for what he perceives as a violation of his rights.
It was a special day in Tamarack, Florida, as the deputy sheriffs were being honored for their service throughout the year. This was celebrated in their routine city council ceremony, where all the officers were present. The day went exactly as planned. When it was time to announce Deputy of the Month, Joshua Gallardo was awarded with the title and was extremely proud and delighted with his achievement. However, things took an unexpected turn when a young man asked Joshua to come back on the stage with his microphone for a minute. Why did he do so? Baffled at this, everyone remained confused at what's happening. Turns out that the guy was none other than the city commissioner, Mike Gillen. He pointed out an incident that took place between himself and Joshua in 2015. Joshua was called to break up a fight. The commissioner, who had not been elected yet, was videotaping the incident just to collect some proof. But Joshua, in turn, accused Mike of resisting arrest by the officer. The matter didn't escalate, as the charges were quickly dropped when the video proposed that Mike indeed did nothing wrong. Nonetheless, Mike did not appreciate Joshua's actions and brought it up on stage while he was awarded with the prestigious award. He even mentioned that Joshua did not deserve the award and that he wasn't worthy of his position. This was followed by a funny thumbs up by Joshua, who looked like he couldn't care any less. The mayor backed Joshua up and announced that the department was indeed proud and appreciated the efforts of the sheriffs, which felt like a slap on the face for Mike. When questioned about the incident, Mike does agree that he could have reacted to the situation better. I was profoundly affected by my wrongful arrest. I had a flashback and a flood of emotions came back to me at the meeting, and so I spoke up. He said, but we bet Joshua regretted falsely accusing Mike that day. He probably regretted winning the award on that particular day even more, because this video was embarrassing to get through. Number 2, Jamie Kimball mystery. It is an officer's duty to serve his nation and arrest criminals who have broken the law. But what would you do if the suspect claims to be innocent? The second story on our list is filled with twists and turns. Jamie Kimball says she and her friend were out for a chill evening running errands and grabbing groceries with her 2 older children when she was accused of a criminal offense. The Fairfax County Police hit her moving car at 10 miles per hour. Shook by the incident, Kimball was just trying to figure out what just happened. The Fairfax County Police were just performing their duty when they attempted to stop a felony vehicle along Richmond Highway. Jamie Kimball and her 2 kids, who were in the backseat of the car, were approached with guns from these officers, who claimed that the young mom had performed criminal activity a few days prior. Kimball, who was terrified about her own safety and that of her kids, kept denying these accusations, but the cops remained certain about their claims. But here is where things get interesting. When the date of the criminal activity that was accused on Kimball was revealed, a shocking new discovery was made, which changed the face of the case. It was uncovered that the exact same date of the crime scene turned out to be the same day when Kimball was in the hospital having her newborn. How could that even be possible? Did the officers falsely accuse Kimball? Well, not completely. Further investigation suggested that the officers convicted Kimball not due to her identity, but rather because of her car. The case got less complicated when Kimball indicated that the title of the car was only recently transferred into her name. Her new ownership had not yet been updated with the Department of Motor Vehicles properly, and hence the officers who found the car earlier in a criminal case believed the suspect to be driving the car yet again. Kimball pointed out that she didn't receive any alert to pull over. No lights, no siren, no anything. And everything happened so quickly. All I knew at that point that I was in pain. I wanted to know that my babies were okay in their back, and I didn't know why the hell I was being stopped. "Oh," said Kimball. She expected a thorough apology from the Fairfax County Police for the traumatizing event that took place. It's not something that can be taken back. We didn't receive an apology for how we were treated. Specifically my children. My daughter's 5 years old and my son is 1. I don't feel like they should have had to experience or witness something like that. We do think Kimball deserves an apology for the damages induced, and we are certain that Fairfax County regretted the way they were hasty while accusing Kimball. Finally, for our top story in today's video, we have this awful incident by Officer Hernandez from Miami. The Miami police officer received immense backlash when the video of him slamming a handcuffed woman on the ground from the car went viral. The officer was captured grabbing a lady by her neck and dragging her out of the back seat of the car and subsequently slamming her on the floor. That's no way to treat a human. The suspect, who was a young woman in her early 20s, was exceptionally injured and laid unconscious in the ground for 15 minutes due to the officer's rage. The rough arrest was, ironically enough, caught in camera by the body cam that Officer Hernandez had on him while he was on duty. Talk about karma. The arrest was based on accusations of vandalism on the woman. As soon as she was cuffed and seated in the back seat of the police vehicle, the lady started disobeying the officers and started spitting on the argument. One thing led to the other, and before you knew it, Officer Hernandez had her slammed on the floor. The rough arrest went through an investigation panel where it was unanimously decided that Officer Hernandez no longer be part of the Miami Police Department. His actions were severely punished, and rightfully so. The paramedics were quickly brought to the scene, and they scrutinized the officer's actions. However, Hernandez kept defending himself and his violent action. The case, after review by the prosecutors and civilians panel, was put under the claims of police conduct, which resulted in Hernandez's resignation. The suspect's father was interviewed about the incident and questioned about how his daughter was doing. Despite not wanting to go on camera, he revealed that he was very much upset with the incident. He added that the happening has taken a huge toll on his daughter, and that it would take a long time for her to get over the physical and emotional trauma that was caused to her. We hope the suspect and her family find hope and courage to get over this incident. And we are more than certain that Officer Hernandez would never treat another woman the way he did ever.
September 13th, 2020, Trooper Jackson Little of the Arkansas State Police conducted a traffic stop on a person who only identified himself as James. Little suspected that James was speeding. There is relatively little evidence regarding this interaction, and it cannot conclusively confirm James's identity. So let's watch the video further and see what happens.
All the way, man.
Why is that?
Roll down all the way so I can talk to you better.
We can talk, right? I mean,
Roll it down all the way. I'll ask you and tell you.
what law is that?
Why are you starting this, man?
The trooper advises the man to roll down all the way so he can talk to him better. But the man swears that he can talk with it all the way down. There's no law according to him, and if so, please tell him.
Yes, I'm not.
We can talk.
I'm not trying to be rude to you, anything like that.
I'm really not trying to be rude to you either, but
So what's the deal? Why don't you want to roll it down all the way?
because I don't
Why
have
don't you
to.
want to?
I
You just trying to be difficult.
I'm not trying to be difficult. Do you want my license registration?
Yeah, if you don't care.
The trooper tells him that he's not trying to be rude to anyone, to which the man responds he's not trying to be rude to anyone. But the trooper replies, so what's the deal? Why don't you want to roll it down? The man then responds, I don't want to. I'm not trying to be difficult. Do you want my license registration?
What's the reason for stopping me? If you
First
don't-
off, okay, I'm Trooper Jackson Little with the Arkansas State Police, okay?
I appreciate that.
I'm pulling you over for speeding. You know how fast you're going?
I do.
How fast are you going?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, I got you going 87 and the 65, man. That's a little quick.
The man asked the trooper what the reason is for stopping him. The trooper then responded by saying, I'm going to pull you over for speeding. Are you aware of how fast you are going? The man then responds by saying he's not going to answer that question in any way.
I got this dash cam here,
Yeah.
and it records my speed.
Okay, how fast does it say you're going?
I'm not going to answer that question, but
Okay.
I know it wasn't that. This is
Okay.
registration,
How fast do you think you
insurance.
were going, at least?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
I'm really not trying to be difficult with you, sir.
So what's the deal then?
The man then replies he got a dash cam here that records his speed and he is not going to answer at what speed he is going. Next, he gives his registration to the trooper.
Well, what deal?
Why are you just being so defensive and argumentative?
With what?
Everything I'm saying.
Well, I don't
First off,
believe.
not being cooperative by rolling the window down. It's not a huge deal. I'd like to talk to you better, you know. Instead of
I think that we're talking fine, though, aren't we?
The trooper asks him if he's not being rude, then why is he being defensive and argumentative? What's the deal?
With you, but
Okay.
let's start over.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
My name's James. You have my
Nice to
ID
meet
here.
you, man.
And I just don't. The reason for the window, I'm not trying to be defensive or
Yeah, yeah,
argumentative or anything.
Yeah.
I just don't like to have it all the way down.
Why's that?
I just don't.
Why is that, man?
I just don't. you know?
Okay. Everyone's different, I guess.
Everyone is a little different, yeah.
Yeah.
You like it down, I don't, you know. it's-
Okay.
The man says, how about we start over? I don't want to fight with you, so let's put that aside for now. Can we try again? I'm James and this is my ID. The trooper then asked him, I noticed that you like to keep the windows partly open. I'm curious why that is. The man answered again, please understand that I'm not trying to defend myself or argue with you. I just want to see things from your point of view. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I just don't feel good with the window all the way down. The trooper asked the man if he thought he was going too fast. The man says that he doesn't want to talk about it and uses his right to stay quiet under the Fifth Amendment.
I don't think it's a huge deal. It's a not.
Something, you know, if you don't think you're going that fast, something could be wrong with your car or something, man. You know, you never know that.
2021.
Nothing like that, man.
I'm not trying to be rude either.
I know you're being nice now, so I appreciate that.
Well, I feel like I've been nice.
The cop again tries to use his right, saying you never know, even if you don't think you're going that fast, something could be wrong with your car or something. The man says, it's 2021, it's nothing like that, and I'm not trying to be rude.
Sure.
Okay. Those little things to mean a lot sometimes, man. For all you know, you could be trying to hide something or anything like that. So those are just little clues. I'm not saying you are. Not accusing
Well, we're
you of
just
anything.
operating within the bounds of the law right now, aren't
What
we?
do you say?
Are we just operating within the bounds of the law right now?
We are.
Then
But those are just little clues, man. I mean, it's
The officer gets cranky and says little things matter to me a lot sometimes. Man, for all you know, you could be trying to hide anything or something along those lines.
and you don't have the legal grounds to tell me to roll my window all the way down. That's the only thing. That was a lie.
a lie.
Yeah.
It's not a lie.
The man then asks if they're simply operating within the law, to which the trooper replies they are. The man says it's just a little strange that you're demanding I do something you said you're not asking, you're telling me, and you don't have the legal grounds to tell me to roll my window all the way down. That's the only thing that was a lie.
All the way
Anything
down.
like that. But like I said, it's speeding, man. It's not a huge deal.
And I understand that, and that's why I feel like we got off on the wrong foot, because you were telling me to do something that I don't have to.
The trooper's just on the stubbornness of why he's not rolling his window down, and the man says it's not the law to roll it down, so he's not going to.
I don't think you violated anything right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
good deal.
No, I I think we have a disagreement on
Yeah,
what the law says
like,
on the window.
what's the deal, man? Honestly, like, what?
Well, there's zero deal.
Trooper continues to ask the man why he won't roll it down all the way, and in many cases interprets the man's unwillingness to assist the inquiry as animosity. Refusing to cooperate with an officer's inquiry does not constitute reasonable suspicion of criminal behavior.
I don't know. Why don't
I'm just curious of why you're so stuck on it.
It just blows my mind. Like, why can't you just roll it down all the way, man? Like, what's?
It blows my mind that you can't let it go. I thought we moved past this.
It's just a little funny to me, man. Behind the whole cop thing, I'm just kind of curious why you won't do it.
I just don't.
This time, the man gets annoyed and says, I'm just curious as to why you're so fixated on it. It just blows my mind. You can't let it go. I thought we'd moved on. But then the trooper responds, it's just kind of funny to me, man. I'm just behind the whole cop thing. I'm just kind of curious.
Did it hurt you or anything like that?
I fully believe that, you know, but I'm allowed to have my defenses up, right? Do you believe I'm going to hurt you?
No, I don't.
But you got your defenses up, right?
Yeah.
It's just a natural
All the stuff
thing.
going on, I guess it's kind
Sure,
of natural.
yeah.
This time, the man explains, well, I guess so. A man with a gun walks up to my car. I'm not happy that my defense is strong. Do you think I'm going to hurt you? I don't, but you've got your guard up, so it's only natural.
But I
appreciate that.
Yeah, I have my ways I got to do things.
Yeah. I was just saying, behind the whole cop thing, I was just kind of curious why you didn't want to go, like, behind the whole...
At last, the cop agrees with what the man is saying and says everyone is different. The officer says that his records are clear, but it's a warning, so he still wants to know at what speed he was driving.
Hang tight here, okay?
Sure.
Put your stuff back, man. Here's what we're doing, okay?
All right.
Your records look pretty dang good. I didn't see a speeding warning or ticket on there, okay?
Okay.
On the opposite warning, okay?
I really
You don't think
appreciate
you're
it.
going that fast, but...
Even when the trooper provides him a warning and promises him he'll not write him a ticket, the man continues to refuse to answer questions.
Going that fast.
How fast? If we're beyond that, how fast was it?
I really can't answer that question.
Well, I don't have any ticket, man. It's a warning, so I'm just curious what it says.
I understand.
I'm not gonna...
But there's a formality that's got to take place there.
What do you mean formality?
My right to remain silent on things.
I'm not going to walk back there and rewrite a ticket, man. I can promise you that. I'm just curious.
I can promise I won't answer the question.
You have my word. I'm not going to do that. I promise you. That's on my camera.
Nothing, however, would legally preclude the trooper from changing his mind and issuing a penalty after the warning was issued. After the additional warning, the man's protection against self-incrimination was preserved. If James confesses to speeding, the police could collect his dash cam footage and use it against him in court if they secure a warrant for the digital data.
Hey, man, what's your name again?
My name's James.
Okay, nice to meet you, man. I'm
You
Jackson.
too.
Nice to meet you.
You too. What was your badge number?
587.
587. Is any of that going to be on the?
Oh, let's see. It should be. Yeah, name's right there. Badge number's right there. Okay.
Perfect, man.
But yeah, besides that, man,
James was completely within his rights to continue to refusing answer questions due to the risk of self-incrimination and the dashcam video being utilized as evidence against him. James left the scene without incident after receiving his warning and requesting the trooper's badge number. On the same day as the incident, James posted the dashcam video on his YouTube account, although it is unknown whether he took any more action. Overall, the trooper receives a grade of B- because despite maintaining a pleasant demeanor, he gave James orders that were questionable from a legal standpoint and persisted in pressuring him to give up his right to stay silent.
I need your ID, please, so I can write you a summons.
You'll be willing to write me a summons?
Yes.
Outstanding.
I need your ID also, please, sir.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, I'm going to place you under arrest then.
You're not placing me under arrest.
Come here.
You have no right to ask.
Come here. All right. Taser. Got it. Go.
In the incident, a single police officer approached a protester who was presumably participating in a demonstration or gathering. The officer initiated contact with the protester and specifically asked them to provide their identification. The purpose behind this request was to issue a legal notice, commonly known as a summons. In the unfolding incident, a second police officer joined the scene where the initial officer was interacting with the protester.
On public property, Tim. What the f is wrong with you?
When he's in front of the business, yelling f everybody.
You see this sign? It says cops. You want to know why? Because cops like you.
He refused to give me his ID, which he's required to do.
For what?
The second officer decided to employ a taser, a non-lethal weapon that delivers an electric shock as a means of subduing or controlling the protester. However, before the second officer could use the taser on the protester ran away. The veteran officer engaged in a conversation with the officer who wanted to use the taser, informing them that the protester had not committed trespassing, challenging the actions of the rogue cop. It was alleged that the officers tampered with the footage from their body cameras, potentially erasing audio recordings. This practice of disabling or manipulating body cameras has been a long-standing issue with some police officers seeking to avoid accountability. The cop involved in the incident has a troubling history with 5 civilian complaints against him. One of the complaints accused him of using excessive force on a man experiencing a diabetic shock, while another involved excessive force on a veteran with PTSD who tragically died shortly after the violent arrest. Despite these complaints, the officer has received continued support from the police unions and fellow officers, raising questions about why his actions are defended and his tenure as a cop is supported. Now let's move to another video. In the incident captured on video, Aramis Ayala, the first black state attorney elected in Florida, was pulled over by Orlando police officers.
What agency are you with?
I'm the state attorney.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Your tag didn't come back. Never seen that before. I'm sorry? Yeah. We're good now.
So it was...
We ran the tag. I've never seen it before. A Florida tag. It's never come back to anything before. So that's the reason for this.
The officer stated that they initiated the stop because Ayala's license plate did not yield any information and because her car had a dark window tint.
What was the tag run for?
Oh, we run tags all the time, whether it's the traffic lights and that sort of stuff. That's how we figure out if, cars are stolen and that sort of thing. Also, the windows were really dark. I don't have a tint measurer, but...
Upon being stopped, Ayala questioned the officers about the reason for pulling her over. The officers responded by explaining they regularly run license plate tags to check for stolen vehicles and other violations. They also mentioned that the dark window tint was another reason for the stop.
What's your employee number? 157. Ready? There you are.
The incident gained national attention and sparked outrage, with some individuals alleged racial profiling. Ayala, in a statement, emphasized that she had not violated any laws and her license plate was properly registered. She also pointed out that the window tint was not in violation of Florida law. Now, let's move to another video.
So I'm in Beverly Hills right now and I'm getting searched for shopping at the store I work for and just being black.
So Leal Benberry, the VP of Versace Footwear, was shopping in Beverly Hills, California when he was stopped and searched by police officers.
You're making it completely different.
Yeah, I mean, guys,
you're making it completely
so
different.
So you checked my ID. What's going on? Do I have anything on my record?
No, you're good to go, sir.
I'm good to go. That's what I thought. I've just been GPSing trying to figure out where I'm going.
Okay, do you have any ID on you by chance, man? Without reaching into your pockets, you don't have any weapons or anything, right?
I don't. I'm like super nervous.
I'm just gonna check to make sure you don't have any weapons if you don't mind, okay? Face that way real quick. Put your hands behind your back, palms together like you're praying. Awesome, thank you. Spread your feet. Cool, man. Don't wanna mess up those shoes, those are pretty nice. You said I can search you, right?
You do whatever.
Cool, man.
This is embarrassing, to be frank.
Well, what we like to do, like when we stop someone, we just, to make sure you don't have any weapons or anything, we just like to...
feels a little excessive. What's unfortunate is like I literally designed the shoes that are in this bag and I'm being like searched for. Really? Yeah, I do.
That's why I'm not, that's why, like I said, man, you're not in handcuffs or anything, I'm just talking to you right now, okay?
I do, and I'm just walking down the street, that's a little ridiculous.
Benberry expressed his frustration and questioned the necessity of the search, stating that being black was likely the reason for his treatment.
Just want to run in real quick, partner, make sure everything checks out.
I have to record this because I just don't feel comfortable with that.
Well, just because right now you are being detained, just because we're talking to you,
okay.
And we don't know, not saying that you would do this, but people have called and they have friends come and then it comes an officer safety
I'm literally
issue.
just going to record right now. That's all I'm doing. You see it's recording and that's all I'm doing because I feel, you hear it in my voice, I'm uncomfortable, I'm nervous. You understand the climate that we're in?
No, I understand. Is there anything I can do to make you feel more comfortable?
Not
like you're not in handcuffs or anything,
not
right?
Not really. Like your boys are pulling up, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not making any like fast movements, but this is uncomfortable for me. Huh?
Are we making any sense?
No, but this is uncomfortable for me. I just want to get to my car, so I'm just going to hit record for you.
Yeah, hey, whatever you want to do, sir. But
okay.
Like I said, you understand why we stopped you, correct? And you admitted to jaywalking?
So I'm in Beverly Hills right now.
So You can't jaywalk, correct? You
Understood, yeah. Yeah, can I have my stuff back, please?
But you see how you just switched that complete narrative?
Nah.
You were talking to us saying,
I know how you guys are. Am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, you guys have a good
Next time, don't change the narrative like that, though.
He mentioned a previous incident of being stopped for jaywalking, indicating that such experiences were not isolated for him. Ben Berry recorded the encounter, expressing his discomfort and emphasizing that he was simply walking down the street. Donatella Versace, the sister of Versace's founder, reposted the video on her Instagram, expressing her outrage at the incident and condemning the behavior of the officers as unacceptable. And now it's time to move to another and the last of today's videos. In the midst of a routine traffic stop, Lieutenant Trujillo issued a stern command to Mr. Espinosa, instructing him to vacate the scene. The officer went a step further, issuing a veiled threat of charging Mr. Espinosa should he choose not to comply. Curiously, the specific crime with which Mr. Espinosa would be charged remained unspecified. Within the confines of the law, individuals generally possess the right to observe a traffic stop as long as they adhere to parking regulations.
Do you need to be behind this traffic stop?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
My son right there, he was following me to pull.
Okay, he's on a traffic stop, though. You don't need to be behind it.
Why you gotta be mean?
Oh, I'm not being mean. We just don't like when people pull in behind us.
I don't like them to kill my son.
That's what we get paid to do, to pull people over.
But you don't get paid to be.
And you don't either, okay? I don't got to put up with your okay? I asked you a simple question, okay?
Hold on, man.
In fact, you need to leave now or you're going to get charged. It's that easy. I'm recording too. I asked you a simple question. If you have attitude, that's your problem, okay?
You're on my door.
Yeah, you saw me and you rolled your window up when I came. Hold on a second.
Avoid disrupting the flow of traffic and refrain from obstructing law enforcement officers. It was during the initial interaction with Lieutenant Trujillo that Mr. Espinosa was noticed to repeatedly press the screen of a cell phone. According to a police statement, Mr. Espinosa had claimed to be recording the incident, although the actual moment of initiation, whether it occurred upon the officer's approach or earlier, remained unclear based on the camera footage.
Okay? No. You rolled your window up when I walked up, okay? So I knocked on your window, okay? You are not a cop. You don't need to be behind me, okay? So you need to leave right now.
I don't need to do anything.
You got 5 seconds to leave, okay? There's no reason for you to be behind this traffic stop. No reason, okay? No reason, okay?
It's not a public street.
No reason.
Do I not pay taxes?
Do you always stop behind cops when they pull people over?
I ain't stopped right behind him.
Okay, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here, okay? You need to go.
No, I don't. I'm waiting on my son.
All right,
He's
fine.
right back.
In this scenario, a court could potentially assess Mr. Espinosa's actions to ascertain whether they amounted to obstruction and if his refusal to leave the traffic stop constituted a violation of the law. It is plausible for the court to find that Mr. Espinosa's mere refusal to leave might not be adequate to support an obstruction conviction, as it appears he did not physically impede, impair, or hinder the ongoing traffic stop. His actions instead could be interpreted as an exercise of his First Amendment rights, with the intention of filming law enforcement activities.
Okay, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be here, okay? You need to go.
No, I don't. I'm waiting on my son. He's my ride back to Wilson.
Leave. Leave.
That's the part.
Stay. Hey, stop. Stop. Get out the car. Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car!
What are you gonna do? You gonna
SD4, give me the radio. Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Stop it now! Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Get out the car! Stop it now! Get out now! Get out the car! Now! What the hell do you think you're doing?
I ain't doing anything.
Okay. Now you're on a traffic stop and you're trying to drive away?
Get out the car. Call state police.
Get out the car. It has nothing to do with anything. Okay? They don't have jurisdiction over it. I don't know what you get.
On the other hand, it is also plausible that the court could determine Mr. Espinosa to have violated the obstruction statute by willfully disregarding Lieutenant Trujillo's explicit order to leave the traffic stop. Such a determination might hinge on the interpretation of the law and the specific circumstances surrounding the incident.
Get out of the car now. No.
I got my truck.
I don't give a clear the park.
I just did, pal.
Seatbelt is off. Don't pull away from me.
I'm not.
You're going to get lit up.
I'm not.
Okay, you're going to get
You're
lit up.
breaking my arm, man. Hold on, I'm going to get out.
Get out the car.
I'm complying.
Get out the car.
Can you hold on?
Get out. Hold on. Now. I'm saying now. I'm not. You're under arrest. I'm not. Get out. Turn around and face the truck. You're under arrest. Okay, guys. Put your hands behind your back. Down. Put your hands behind your back.
The deputies on the scene issued a command to Mr. Espinosa, directing him to leave the area. However, as he began to pull away in his truck, the deputies responded by aiming their tasers at him and raising their voices, loudly ordering him to exit the vehicle. In response to the deputies' actions, Mr. Espinosa promptly stopped his truck and pulled over to the side of the road, complying with their subsequent instructions.
Your hands behind your back. I'm going. Put your hands. I'm going peacefully, son. Get back. Get back. Hey, he's recording this case. Look, that's fine. He can record all he wants. This is case, guys. You do what you're told, all right? You think it's okay just to roll up on traffic stops and not do what you're told? Now you go to jail. That's all right. I'm a turn around and face the truck. I'm already cuffed. You guys aren't listening. If you listen, you won't get manhandled. Now let's go. Move. Let's go. That's great. You need to stay on that. Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in when you.
During the course of the incident, Mr. Espinosa made a startling revelation that he had been subjected to a taser while the deputies were in the process of placing him in the back seat of the patrol vehicle. This specific instance was not evident in the body camera footage captured during the encounter.
Get a taser. Get in the car. Get a damn. No. You have your wallet on you? Don't do that, man. I'm gonna get you out. I'm gonna pat search you. Now get out. I got my wallet. Get out now. Get out now. This is how it's gonna work. Okay? You're gonna do what you're told to do, and that's it. Stand up. Get up. Come on, guys. This is safe. Come on, man. Wallet. Well, quit acting like an idiot. I ain't acting like nothing. I got a taser piece in my lip. You guys shot me right in the face.
Mr. Espinosa reveals that he was tased while the deputies were putting him in the backseat of the patrol vehicle. And although it is not apparent in the body camera footage, Mr. Espinosa alleged in his lawsuit that he was also tased.
Additionally, Mr. Espinosa included in his lawsuit an allegation that he was tased yet again while attempting to put his own vehicle in park, following the officer's directive to halt his movements.
I get out the car, stop the car, stop the car. He runs it while I'm holding on to the car. So I had him at gunpoint. Then he puts the car in reverse, backs up almost hits the car while I'm still holding on to the car. And we tried getting him out of the car, and he had the car in drive, and he accelerated, but it didn't go nowhere.
We tried to get him out, and he was refusing, and then when we tried to put him in, he was refusing. So I tased him, and then I tried to get him out to pat search him and get his wallet because he wouldn't tell me anything. And then that's when you rolled up.
Okay.
I'm going to get him over to the jail.
Okay.
In this situation, it is alleged that Lieutenant Trujillo and Deputy Knoll blatantly misused the authority vested in them and exploited the tasers provided for their protection to deliberately cause harm to an individual. The claim suggests that instead of employing the tasers as tools to ensure safety and maintain control during the encounter, they used them to inflict pain on Mr. Espinosa. The video shows cops arresting a man, so the question arises, what has the man committed? Stay tuned to the video till the end to find out what's going on.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
All right.
What's up?
Deputy Troy with the Sheriff's Office. The reason I'm stopping you is your plate's obstructed. Yeah. Whatever that thing's got, you got to take it off, okay?
Okay.
It's got to be visible within a certain distance. Now, when you went to driving school and a cop pulls you over, what they tell you?
Oh, you pull over when it's safe to do.
No, you pull over immediately.
The officer stops the man and warns him that the reason he was stopping him is that whatever the thing he has to take it off. It has to be seen from a particular distance now. When you go to a driving school and a cop pulls you over, you're told to pull over when it's safe to do so. I'm not sure what you're doing inside this car, if you know what I mean. Safety comes first, therefore pull over immediately if for any reason I believe it is unsafe.
You know what I mean? But when you keep rolling, it makes it go to from like just a routine deal to
I
like.
just didn't want to stop right there in the road where there's nowhere to pull over.
Yeah, well, I initially turned on right when you were in front of that little
I
store.
wanted to get sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what I mean.
But you were like way back there. I thought I didn't know if you're running your sirens for me or for.
Well, and then even then, when you see sirens going, what are you supposed to do? Still keep going or pull over so the cops can go past you?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The officer further explains to the man his driving lesson and what got him suspicious.
Former NDOC, and I used to work security at Harris.
Oh, okay.
I'm a contractor.
After the officer finished his incorrect driving lesson, he started asking questions to the man that could incriminate him. So, let's see further what he did.
My partner called me. I'm a contractor with Southwest Gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go over there and get him logged into his computer.
Okay.
So I was kind of in a rush.
Hey, you live where?
Here in Carson City.
Where at?
Imperial. 333.
I haven't stopped you before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to, because you said, but I can't. In my mind,
The man then gives him the answer to all of his questions. The officer asks him where he lives and has he stopped him before. The officer further asks him if he has any guns in the car. The cop then checks out the car to see if he's telling the truth.
28. I copy. X-ray 5. The 28 is going to be 8 Victor Union Tom 670 California. So you just got the car, right?
In November.
Or okay. Well, because you gave me this, that's why.
Sure. Yeah. It's whatever's.
The man continues, as I said, you know what, when you're this far behind though, to me it was like, all right, is this man pulling me over or what's going on? Yeah, once I'm on there and I don't have anywhere to pull over, you know what I mean? I didn't want to just pull over and stop clogging up traffic at that point.
Like, all right, is this guy pulling me over or what's going on?
Yeah.
So once I'm on there and I ain't got nowhere to pull over, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't want to just pull over and stop and hold up traffic like that. So.
And at that point, we'll make that call. If there's too much traffic, we'll make that call for you.
The officer informs the man that he's passing information on to his partner so he can run and check on the man. The officer goes to the other side of the car and tells the man to lower the glass. The cop realized that this man couldn't shut up and was willing to answer additional questions. He became determined to discover something damning to utilize in order to arrest the man. Fortunately for this cop, he finally obtained what he desired. So, what did this man reveal? Let's find out.
What do you got right there up front?
That's a siren. I contract.
You contract
so to have a siren.
Siren? Yeah.
The officer then asks him, what do you have right there in front of you? The man responds, I got some contract stripped to have sirens. The officer asks him further to turn it on. The cop returns and says, I'm going to take you out like this just to check. And, okay, we'll push that one for you. Put that down for now. So you're not in law enforcement, are you? You're a cop now, but you work security, right?
So I'm going to put these on for now, okay? Because when relax. There you go, it's better.
Yeah, I contract work, so I have to have lights on the vehicle.
They shouldn't be that color.
Yeah, they shouldn't be red and white, brother.
No, it depends on who your contract is. Contract with law enforcement.
Which agency do you contract with? Names on ATOJ. So you have a contract?
I've worked.
Okay, so you have a government ID?
I have a contract.
Where's that?
The cop arrests him and tells him, I want to relax track work, so I need to have lights on the vehicle somewhere. They shouldn't be that color, brother. They shouldn't be red and white. With what agency do you work?
Issue 2?
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
The cop was only being pleasant when he revealed how he obtained the device since he was a contract special security agent. At that point, the seemingly friendly cop transformed into a cop determined to put the man in jail.
So I'm going to read you your rights too, okay? Because you're handcuffed, you know what I mean? So I feel more comfortable that way. So the right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used in the court of law. If the right to talk to an attorney who is present with you prior to any question if you wish one.
Sure.
If you cannot afford one will be provided to you by the courts. Okay, have your rights in mind, you want to talk to me? Let me see this thing over here.
The officer replies, I'll also read you your rights. Okay, you're chained, you know what I mean? So I'm more comfortable that way, and the other rights are unaffected. You state that Canada will be utilized in court law if the appropriate decision is made to return him to prison with you prior to any questioning. If you can't afford one, the courts will supply one for you. Okay, I have your money rights. If you want to talk to me, let me know.
No guns, right?
Yeah.
Inside the car?
Yeah.
Okay. Who, because like I said, man, too. This money in. Put that back in, so I put it in the back, okay? So the reason you're in cuffs, okay, is per NRS. Unless you're a sworn officer.
I know about everybody.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues.
Sure.
Right? Because then you
Sure.
could easily impersonate
Right.
a police officer.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's the reason I have you in cuffs. Okay? You have this.
The officer checks him out, asking if he has a gun. Further, he reveals that according to NRS, you're not allowed to have red and blue lights, unless you're a sworn officer, because it allows you to easily resemble a police officer. Yeah, that's why I have you in cuffs, okay? You have this?
So who issued this to you?
My former employer.
Your former employer? So you used to work for the FBI at one point?
I've contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI and other.
Here in
Reno.
Here in Reno? Where's their office at, or what?
Resident agency. It's off of. It's next to Wells Fargo. It's right by the traffic circle.
Okay. Just throwing it out because I'm not where they're at.
The officer further asked him what has issued this to him and where are they. The man further states that he works for Southwest Gas 2 part-time and has his own cybersecurity company. The cop takes his answer and adds, well, this right here is a guard card. Yeah, that's Nevada. That's Private Investigators Licensing Board. That's the issue. Yes, and I mean, you're permitted to obtain this because you're a private investigator or a private security guard.
Sure, be like, hey, go follow my wife or do whatever, right? But you have to go through.
No. I'm also I'm a cybersecurity researcher. Also, I don't have to do all of that. To hire me as a PI, I don't even need that. You can hire me as a hacker.
So where did you get this?
That's what I've worked.
The cops then ask him if something irrelevant to see his answer, and they can catch him if he's lying. The cops then ask the man if he can follow his wife because he thinks she is cheating on him. The other's still suspicious and says he's going to call somebody if he's impersonating an FBI officer. The cop inspected every aspect of the man in his car for incriminating materials, including the guy's personal financial information, such as his crypto wallet details. This cop was so stupid he didn't identify those details, disclosing them to the entire world. Any good crypto hacker might have utilized those details to empty this agent's crypto wallet. The only thing the special agent did wrong was having a disguised car plate. Everything else was in violation of his constitutional rights as a U.S. citizen and special agent.